So for this week, Parshat Eikev, the chapter is called There's Always Money in the Banana Stand. This is my fifth book, Light of the Infinite, Emanations of Illumination. And there's this one show that this lesson came to me from that's just epic, and it's called Arrested Development. And there's a scene in which George Bluth Sr. keeps reminding his son, Michael Bluth, that there's always money in the banana stand. On the side of all the business that they're doing, they had a banana stand in California, and he always winks at him when he says this. Michael Bluth doesn't pick up on what he's telling him, and at one point, the banana stand's burned in a misguided attempt to collect insurance money. What he didn't realize, his father was trying to tell him that there was literally hundreds of thousands of dollars lining the walls of this banana stand. In this week's Torah portion, in the first Aliyah, Moshe reminds us that the road that we traveled and says that God sent hardships to test you, to determine what is in your heart, whether you would keep his commandments or not. He made life difficult for you, letting you go hungry, and then he fed you the manna, which neither you nor your ancestors have ever experienced. This was to teach you that it's not by bread alone that a person lives, but by all that emanates out of Hashem's mouth, out of God's mouth. And Rabbi Natan of Breslov elaborates on this verse, explaining that we learn here that sustenance comes from God's blessings, and that by reciting the blessings over bread and other foods, we invoke that blessing. So the lesson here is that we have to be careful to understand where true wealth comes from. It's not by cunning, it's actually by aligning with Hashem and connecting with all that he's telling us to connect with, and then we can get the blessings. That's where wealth comes from. It's all in the hands of Hashem. All is there for us. It's just a matter of tapping into this reality and not missing the message or burning it down, similar to this banana stand analogy. What we learn in Likutei Moharan, Rabbi Nachman says that God's light, which descends upon us, is in an undifferentiated and unformed state. It's up to each of us to create a vessel for which to receive the light so that it could take shape within us and through us. If a person's vessel is faulty, they won't know the true meaning of there's always money in the banana stand. They just won't come to the realization of where their wealth can be found. It doesn't mean that light won't come to that person, but that person won't have the capacity to shape the light into a blessing. That is why it's written, it is a blessing that I have taken, because it's up to each person to perfect their vessel so that they could receive the divine blessings. There's a line in this paragraph in this chapter that ended up being the back of the book because my friend Dave Pack just loved this line so much. And he says this defines the whole series. So the line is, we cannot choose our blessings or how much light we will receive, but we can continually work to craft ourselves into vessels that are open to receiving and giving blessings of light. So the idea is to align with the divine, and through that alignment, we create ourselves as a vessel to be able to receive the light and blessings and to be able to actually hold on to those. Because if you look at water like shefa, like love, or blessings that we're receiving, if you have a faulty vessel, then that water is just going to flow through the vessel and you won't be able to hold it. But if you try to perfect your vessel and align through the 7 emotional attributes, then you'll actually be able to hold that blessing. Shabbat Shalom.